Here we go. It's pretty simple. Shouldn't take that long. Alright, so like terms, I'm going to write them next to each other. So 3b minus 8b, and then minus 5m minus m, and then the plus 12 at the end, right? So if you wanted to circle and identify, don't make sure you also circle or color whatever you choose to do to identify your like terms. Make sure you include the sign preceding it, right? This sign right before it, it belongs to the 8b. So if you decide to do geometric figure shapes or use colors, it's really up to you. But once you have them side by side, it makes it very easy. So that becomes negative 11b, negative 5m minus m. Remember, there's a 1 there, so that becomes negative 6m plus 12. All right. Next one, negative p and this guy are like terms. So I'm going to write a 1 here. Right? Negative 1p minus 0.3p. And the other two are like terms of negative 2.5m. So a little bit of decimal. So here we have negative 1 and minus 0.3. It's just negative 1.3p. Minus, and again, there's a 1 over there, so that becomes negative 3.5. Right? Don't forget there's a 1 there. C, b to the third power, yeah, there is these two. Right, so 3b cubed minus 1b cubed. Now put a 1 there, although you don't have to. That gives you negative 4b cubed. Remember, we're adding, right? So we're not doing anything with the exponents. And then minus, and then again, there's an indivisible 1, negative 1, negative 12, negative 13, b squared. Distribute and combine. Okay, so again, you notice the simplicity of these questions, right? I won't say anymore. Negative 12m. Please make sure that you work the signs first. So negative times a negative. Sorry, oops. Speaking of negative and negative is a positive, so 3 times 4 is 12m. Negative and then negative 12 is going to be a positive. 36. Negative 5 and times m is negative 5m. Negative 5 times negative 15 is positive 75. Can we combine like terms? Yeah, we combine these two guys here. This and this can be combined. You get 7m. Positive. Oops. And then 36 and 75 is just going to be 111. Right? Because 30 plus 70 is 100, and 6 plus 5 is 11, so you get 111. Okay, again, two ways you can do this. You can understand there's an invisible 1 here and an invisible 1, right? So, and do this truly properly, right? By now, you should be okay with that. Or understand that this one, there's also, right, it's plus in front of the parentheses. So every term inside the parentheses come out looking the same way, right? Whereas this on the second part here, because this is a minus sign, every term inside the parentheses comes out the opposite. So the positive 7y comes out as negative 7y, and negative 12 comes out as positive. Combine like terms? Yeah, we do. We have two. Actually, yeah, two pairs, right? So we have this x over here with plus 12x due to 13x. And then the two middle terms are negative 10y. Negative 8 minus 60. And then negatives are positive, plus 12, and then minus 12d, plus a fourth. So if you want to change that fourth to 0.25, and you don't have to deal with fractions, you can do that. Can we combine like terms? Yeah, we have the negative 8, plus 12, and then this plus 0.25. Negative 8 plus 12 is positive 4, and 4 plus a quarter is $4. Negative 6d and negative 12d is negative 18d. What is this? Okay, again, distributed property, so we got 24m minus 96 minus 23. Can I combine anything? Combine the last two terms, these two, right? So it's going to be a negative because we're adding a positive on top of a positive. So we get 9 and 119. Let's read it properly again. All right, so 8 times 4/5. Can we simplify that? No. So we're actually going to get, well, it's a negative and a positive first of all. So we got to get negative 32 over 5 m, and then negative 8 times negative 12 is positive 96. Can we combine these two? You can leave your answer like this. So I mean, if it's a multiple choice question, you might see the answer as 6 2/5, right? Negative plus 96. So depending on the multiple choice, if they leave it as an improper, leave it like that. If they change it to a mixed number, adjust it. 3/5 times 20. Well, this one I can simplify. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. So we get 12m. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Times 3, we get negative 9y minus 8m. So remember, an expression simplifying when there is no more distributive property, or you can't combine like terms. Oh, sorry, and you can't combine like terms. In this case, we can combine like terms, so we get 4m minus 9y. So now it is truly simplified. Last one. So we multiply. Can I simplify? Yeah, I can simplify. So negative 1/4 times 2/3. I mean, you're going to have a calculator, so you can simplify. That becomes, so again, let me multiply. 1/4 times 2/3, 1 and 2. So that becomes negative 1 over 6k minus 1/4 times 12. Negative 12 is going to be positive, first of all, and then it's going to be 3m. And negative 1/4 times negative 1 is just going to be plus. And again, you can leave it as 1/4, or you can leave it as 0.25, and I guess in this case we can leave it as a fraction. And minus 7k. Can I combine anything? Yeah, only these two guys are alike. So we get negative 7 minus negative 1/6, so that's just going to be negative 7 6k plus 3m plus 1/4. Final answer. Factor. Comments. 12p minus 36. What's the greatest common factor? Well, the greatest common factor is 12, so I'm going to pull that outside, right? And it's just going to be negative 12 minus 3, right? And again, factor using the greatest common factor and double check. Does this gives you this? Does that give you this? Next one here, 30ab, 12b. Well, since I did that without, writing as a product of prime factors, let me do this in that method. So 30ab, we're going to write that as, well, 30 breaks up into, let's say, 5 and 6. 5 is a prime number. We can't break that anymore. 6 can be broken into 3. So 30 can be written as 2 times 3 times 5 times a times b. 12, well, let's break 12 up. It's 2 and 6, 2 and 3. So 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 times 3 times b. Common? You have a set of 2's that are in common in both terms. You have a set of 3's. 2 is common, 3 is common. And we have a set of b's that both terms share. So that's the term, the factor that's going to go outside. So 2 times 3 times b, or better known as 6b, right? And then we have to find the two terms inside. Well, by doing this method, it's pretty easy because if you look at your first line here, what was encircled? This was not circled, 5a, so that goes over here. Take a moment to multiply these two. 6 times 5 is 30, check. B times a is ab, check. The second line, where the 12, there was a 12, this was supposed to be 12b. What didn't we circle? The only thing that wasn't circled was a 2, so let's put a 2 over here. Double check, 6b times 2, does that give you 12b? Yes, it does. So that is the correct answer. The length of a rectangle measures 2m plus 7. The width measures 3m minus 1. Find the perimeter. 2m plus 7, which means this guy is 2m plus 7. 3m minus 1 is the width, and this is 3m minus 1. Find the perimeter. Oh. You can add all of them up, right? 2m plus 7 plus 2m plus 7 plus 3m minus 1 plus 3m minus 1. And I don't know, or some of you want to do this, multiply the length times 2 and multiply the width times 2, right? So you can do it that way, or those of you who don't want to be bothered by doing this 3D property, you can just add all the sides up, right? It's really up to you. I don't know if there's one step that's less than the other. So again, here, if we did the just writing all the sides and adding it up, we're gonna add up the like terms of 2m's, 3m's, so that becomes 2, 4, and 6. That's 10 m's altogether. The constants, we have a 7 plus 7 minus 1 and minus 1, so 7 plus 7 is 14, minus 1 gives you positive 12. So that could be actually the shorter way, because if you did it straight properly, you get 4m plus 14 plus 6m minus 2. Then you combine the like terms, you get 10m. Combine these two, you get plus 12. Whichever one makes you happy. Scaling triangle, so a triangle that has sides with different measurements. And again, this is 28m plus 34c. Really? This one is 4.2m plus w. This is 2.1w minus 1.2c. So there's your triangle. Find the perimeter. So again, 2.8m plus, I don't know why I'm writing this again, 34c plus 4.2m. Notice that I'm not putting parentheses, right? So, right, I'm not doing this. And the reason is, it's because we're adding, right? And because we're adding, when we remove the parentheses, it's not going to change, right? The terms, the signs of the terms inside the parentheses. So I'm taking one lazy step and not writing it. Now, if it was subtraction, it'd be a different story. Minus 1.2. All right, so it's like terms. There's their m's. Right, there's one over here. Over here. That's it. So 2.8 and 4.2, that looks like 7m. I do my math correctly. Change colors here. So there's a C here, 34C, and there's a minus 1.2C. So that's going to be 32.8. So positive 32.8C. Then we have a W and a 2.1W. Right? Remember there's a 1 here. Right? So $1 plus $2.10, right? Because that's what that says, equals, so it's going to be positive 3.1. That's it. All right, an octagon, right? Close figure that has 8 sides. It measures 24m and 60. So can I draw an octagon? 1, 2, let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, that's not 8. Hang on. Oh. Octagon. Alright, I can draw an octagon. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So here's an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so here's an octagon, and all the sides measure the same. That's what that little line indicates. And if you took a rock around this octagon, the distance that you traveled would be 24m minus 16x plus 8. They're asking you, what's the length of each side? So, all you have to do is divide this by 8. So again, if you had an octagon and I told you that the perimeter of this octagon was 40, right, and I asked you for the side of the length of the side, you would do 40 divided by 8, and each side would be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This is no different, right? The idea is the same. So let's divide that by 8. So if we know the perimeter, let me write it over here. 24m minus 16x plus 8. We divide this by 8. So now, when you divide that by 8, you got to divide all the terms by 8. So we're going to go divided by 8, divided by 8, and divided by 8. Oh, that's it. 24 and 8 gives me 3m. What do you call it? 16 and 8 gives me 2, or negative 2x. And then 8 divided by 8 is just 1. So this is what one side measures. That side measures 3m minus 2x plus 1. Now you want to confirm, make sure you did it okay. Okay, so multiply this by 8, right? If you multiply this by 8, and include my parentheses, right, you should get 24, 16, and 8. Okay? And that's one way you can check. P, translate to an algebraic expression. Yikes, really. 20 less than 3 times a number. It's less than, so make sure you write it as 3m minus 20. Twice, 2 times. The sum, so 2 times 2 numbers, twice, whatever you're adding, add 2 numbers, and then multiply that by 2. So let's add those 2 numbers. Because we're doing sum, we put that in parentheses. A number that I don't know of, let's call it n, x, v, is 4. Right? So twice the sum. So add those 2 numbers and multiply it by 2. That's what that looks like. 8 subtracted from the quotient implies division. Here's my number and 6. Except that it's subtracted from. So you have to make a little rearrangement. Change the terms and becomes 8x, 8 over 6 minus 8. Evaluate the expression. So I take 2a cubed minus 9, and then I'm going to replace. So it says if x equals 2. Sorry, that should be if a equals 2. Negative 2. So let's replace the a. So replacing the a really means, that's why I did it like this. Take that a out and write, in this case, negative 2. So because it's negative, I'm going to put in parentheses. Right, so that just becomes a little order of operations problem. So first thing we do is the exponent. So we get 2 times negative 2 to the third power is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. That's going to give us negative 8. So 2 times negative 8 minus 9. Multiplication, 2 times negative 8 is negative 16 minus 9. And then negative 16 minus 9 is just negative 27. B squared minus 2m if m equals negative 5. I don't know. Okay, so there's no value for b, and this is what I meant. B. So both of these should be b. Hopefully you'll catch this. Okay, so both of them should have been b. Apologies. So b squared, negative 5 to the second power, minus 2 times b, which again is negative 5. Okay. We get 25, because negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. And 2 times negative 5, it's negative 2 times. This actually it becomes positive. Final answer, 35. So I gotta actually switch that. Give me a second. What is it that you're doing right now? Unit 3 review. I gotta fix letter S. Make down A. Does change that to B. Sorry guys. Save, then file, save as. Okay. So a couple of mistakes I made there. The expression below was simplified using the properties of operation. What properties were applied to step 1 and 3? Well, okay, so sort of like what we did in class. If you look here, here's a question. What is the first thing they did? They did this little movement over here, right? So here, they apply the commutative property, right? Think commutative, commute, moving, right? So that allowed the like terms to be next to each other. Once they did that, they combined. So I'm going to write what they did here. They combined like terms. And after they combined the like terms, right, so they combined the like terms first, 11z plus 6z, and then what did they do here? They did the distributive property, right? And that's how that's combine like terms, and then I'm going to say distributive property. Distributive property. So 5 times 17 is 85, and don't forget the z, and then 5 times 29 is 145. So the correct answer to be, for this correct answer would be, let's see, commutative property, then distributive property. Yeah, A. Commutative property, then identity property. No idea what that is. Associative property, then distributive property. No. Associative property, then commutative property. No. So the only one that really makes sense is letter A. The width of a rectangle is m plus 4. The length of the rectangle is 3 less than twice the width. Okay, so here, yeah, that's right. Here's the rectangle. Drawing always helps. The width, we're calling it m plus 4. That's what the width is. The length, this guy over here, is 3 times so it should be actually, I hope you catch that, 3 less than twice the width. Okay, and again, and I'll fix this and I'll upload it. Hopefully you catch it in time. All right, and then so 3 less than twice the width would be 3 less than twice the width, which is m plus 4. We're going to make a little switch because it's less than, so that actually becomes m plus 4 minus 3, which you can combine like terms, and that can be called just m plus 1, right? So the length is m plus 1, the width is m plus 4. So write an expression represent the length would be m plus 1, right? So starting from this, 3 less than m plus 4, right? Then you do the switch, m plus 4 minus 3, combine like terms becomes m plus 1. So that would have been your first point. Right, simplified expression to express the perimeter. So now again, the perimeter would be all sides added up. So this is m plus 1, right? This is m plus 4. So you got m plus 1, and again, you can do the distributive property. You can do it this way. It's whatever you prefer. Combine like terms, we have m, and m. We can add all those m. We get 4m. Constants, we get 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4, which is 10. So the simplified expression to represent the perimeter would be 4m plus 10. Right? And then it says at the bottom, and my screen doesn't go that far, it says, what is the numerical value of the perimeter? So the perimeter, so if I told you m was 2, what is the actual value of the perimeter, numerical value? So if m equals 2, you would go 4 times 2 plus 10. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 10. And the length of the perimeter of this rectangle would be 18. And then here, and in terms of bonus, it's going to be a number. I'm going to write it right here. This is that's okay. So your bonus is that. That we did. Scroll down. Sam buys 4 notebooks at $3.49 each. She also buys 9 pencils at $3. So 4 notebooks that she buys, and each notebook is $3.49. Plus, she buys 9 pencils at how many dollars each? Oh, they each $3. I don't know what they are. Write an expression to represent the total cost. Well, the total cost, and then again, I much rather you multiply this because you have a calculator, and apparently I don't. And I don't. Oh, I have a phone, so I can cheat. $3.49. I could have done this. $13.96. Right. Well, that's your first point right there. Write that as an expression, represent the total cost. So she spent $13.96 for the 4 notebooks and $9.90 for the pencils. Now the second part says that the pencils are $1.15. How much she spent it on? So now I know what the pencils cost all of a sudden. So it's 9 times, and each pencil was $1.15. So what is 9 times $1.15? So the pencils cost $10.35. We know the notebooks cost $13.96. So if we add these two, you get $24.39. Okay. All right. That's it. I got it. It's I can't say how simple this test is, but make the corrections. I'll post it. Okay. There were just those 3 questions that I made a mistake on.